Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to the exciting Salt Dance in Dublin. This evening's scene comes as Samira Patry is preparing herself to sleep. It's been a long day. It's been one of those days. Technocratic threats, the fate of the city resting in the hands of so few. Frankly, a few hours of oblivion might do her the world of good. We will join her as she prepares herself to sleep.
Yep. So Sam has had more than a few new developments lately. What with Sketch coming down to the safe house, Sketch's sister coming down to the safe house. So there's someone unawakened here, which means Sam has to be on her toes, even in even in a spot that's supposed to be, where she can just express herself, which she's not entirely the most comfortable with, if she can be 100% honest with herself. But if this is a call that Jewel feels needs to be made, she's going to trust Jewel on it. Um, she finishes her prayers for the night in her little tiny shrine. Um, she's never really bothered to like make her bed. She doesn't make her bed like that. Um, and she is going to, yeah, she oddly enough sleeps with a light on, because she knows what happens if the lights go out. So just fucking lay in the bed and start trying to sleep at least.
Sam, as you lay down in your restful state, you will notice something unusual. Your light starts to flicker on and off. Flick, 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 flick.
Yeah, she'll spring up.
I remember someone's flaw, Sam.
Yeah, I know. She springs up, kind of looks at it a bit wide eyed, just to make sure while everyone else is asleep. Sam's arcane is just instinctively going up. Um, she's gonna just check around just around the fucking safe house, make sure that nothing's weird.
As you do that, you will notice as you walk around, if there's any lights in the safe house that are still active, the shadows are moving as if they were liquid, flowing longer than they should be.
And then I'll pull out my knife. Oh, real talk. And then Sam pulls out her knife. She's got that shit ready just in case now.
All right.
Hello?
There we go. Am I so easily forgotten?
I assume Sam doesn't see that, does she?
You do if you turn around.
Oh yeah, no. If someone's whispering to her, yeah, she will. Yeah, and then freaks out. What's up? What? Who? Who are you? Why are you here?
It seems to contemplate and it will say, "Do you not remember me? That night when you became you and I became you."
You. It was you.
It will contemplate and it will say, "No, it was you."
She's gonna lower the knife. I feel like, do I need to roll perception empathy on myself?
Not really. How are you feeling?
Um, this is gonna sound very contradictory. Apprehensive comfort.
Okay.
She's comfortable and she's very, very apprehensive about that fact.
That's entirely valid. The entity it's standing in the center of the kind of common room of the safe house, the sitting room, as it were. However, you'll notice the fact that as you look down, it will move ever so slightly, but you never hear the sound of feet on the ground. You just hear the ruffling of cloth as it moves, and it will say, "The first was you. Then there were others, all of them moving towards finality. The end of one, the beginning of another."
Yeah, that's how things go. Or are you referring to the other I've heard very colorful things about?
It will contemplate and it will say, possibly, maybe, none of the above. However, it will move its hand and the door you left closed behind you will open. Dress yourself. We have business to be about.
She just nods and gets ready. Um, she has her basic getup of like, a gray hoodie, some kind of t-shirt for it'll just be some t-shirt. I can't think of nothing good right now. Um, Arcane going up, still up, and yeah, she's gonna go ahead and rock this. She's not sure what this dude's deal is, but she just you know,
I will point out its gender is still very ambiguous, if it even has one.
the
Um,
gender is okay.
yeah, its gender, like, it doesn't necessarily, its voice is not masculine or feminine. It is just, as I say, very ambiguous.
Yeah, fair enough.
As you enter the other room again, you will find that it is standing in the same position before it will turn and it will say, "We now go to find what mercy is." It will extend a hand that does legitimately appear to be skeletal.
Yes, and that bit's a little discomforting. Um, yeah, she does take the hand.
All right. There is a sensation that feels like you're falling for a moment. There is it almost makes your stomach twist as if, you feel as if it's about to explode until you're standing in a place that is rather familiar to Sam. You're standing in one of the intensive care units of the hospital you work in in Tala. My apologies. You hear the faint beep, beep, beep sound of the heart monitor, and you smell that sickly sweet smell of medication and floor bleach that's always present in hospitals. The figure is standing beside you off in the corner of the room, very, very, very silent and unmoving, but you can still see it. And you were stood in the room with a man who is in a bed. He has the heart monitor attached to him, and this is the gentleman, though he appears to be asleep.
Okay. Um, oh, go ahead.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
No,
Um,
I'm just taking a breath.
so if we were using dream logic, this is literally the only patient that exists, right?
Oh, it's not. You can automatic. If you pinch yourself, you can tell you're not dreaming. You are
Okay,
awake.
she's very visibly awake. Okay.
Hmm.
So there are other patients in here. It's just
No, this is a private room.
oh, okay. My bad. My bad.
No worries.
Look back at she'll look back at the skeletal figure and she'll just ask, "What? Why are we here?"
It will contemplate and it will say, "A matter of mercy."
And she'll look rather just confused at that. And she's gonna pull up the dude's clipboard because all patients have a clipboard.
Okay. This is Jacob Smith. This is for Jacob Alexander Smith. He has, unfortunately, this gentleman is suffering from a unique form of cancer of the brainstem. He is he is currently he's paralyzed from the waist down due to it and is incognizant. I can never say that word right when I have to say it the first time around.
Mhm.
Um, it is inoperable, however, and the doctors have basically he is currently on rather a lot of pain medication in order to keep it manageable. They estimate you'll see in that he is terminally ill.
Okay. Um, Really, really stupid question, Evan. Are the rest of my with the exception of RT 3, are the rest of my spends considered approved?
Yes.
Okay. That is going to help Sam make whatever call she needs to make here. So she'll look back to the skeletal figure and say, "He's losing his battle."
It won't say anything.
In fact, I don't even think he's in the fight anymore, really.
At which point you hear, I would say, young lady, that everything is inherently a battle. Whether you win or you lose, well, at least you had the opportunity to fight. Would you not agree?
Kind of jumps a bit as she hears Jacob talk.
Hmm.
Tilts her head, say, "I, I suppose it's just well, either a miracle just happened or something else happening here."
What do you mean, young lady?
I mean, your file here says that you're not. Most of your brain functions are no longer working, yet
Oh,
you're.
no, no, no. He has brain cancer. He has cancer of the brain stem, and it says he's incognizant, which means that he can't control things like his bowel movements, etc., due to the paralyzation. But he is still. It doesn't say that he is in any way mentally deficient.
Oh yeah, no, my
My
bad. I
apologies.
misunderstood.
No worries.
Because when I heard incognizant, I interpreted that as like.
No,
I,
he has lost control of certain bodily functions, but he has not lost. He is still mentally there.
already.
My apologies. I don't think I've met you before. Are you one of the nursing staff?
Yeah.
I'm not going to make you roll subterfuge because, technically speaking, you do work here. So he'll extend his hand and he'll say, My name is Jacob. It's very nice to meet you.
Sam.
Well, would you mind horribly? I don't mean to be a bother, but would you mind horribly? He'll point to over by the door where there was a dressing table, and on the dressing table there is a glass jug with some small glasses, and he'll say that appears to be filled with water, and he'll say, "Would you mind pouring an old man a glass of water?"
Of course. And Sam's gonna go ahead and do that.
Thank you. He'll say as he takes the water to his lips and takes a sip before he'll place it down on the tray that is roughly above his midsection. And he'll say, Do forgive me, I didn't mean to interrupt you during your musings, but I was rather interested in your concept of battles that were being fought and lost. I've always been of the opinion that, ultimately speaking, as it pertains to anything of the sort, it's not necessarily matter. The importance is not necessarily should we win or lose said engagements. It's more along the lines of if we had the feeling and the verve to participate in them, then ultimately, win or lose, we are still ultimately the victors for having followed our passions.
I can agree with that. And not just to, I guess, smile and nod. So, yeah, that's real.
He'll nod and he'll take another sip of his water and he'll say, So, it seems rather a travesty they have a pretty young thing like you taking care of a withered old thing like me this evening when I'm sure there's many other things you'd rather be doing.
Nah, I'm fine, man.
For the record, the skeletal figure is still standing wordlessly, quietly in the corner. It's, you can still see it.
Yeah. So, file can only tell me so much. It gives me facts, but it doesn't really give me feelings. How are you feeling, Jacob?
Oh, well, now that my thirst has been slaked, I'm, I'm, hmm. I hesitate to use the phrase fine, but I'll contemplate. I am at ease.
She'll nod.
Hmm.
As she speaks to Kevin, I'm going to use the intimacy that's being built right now as an instrument. It's going to be mind, spirit, and entropy. I'm going to get a sense for this dude's karma. See
Okay.
see how bad or good it is, because a lot of people can varying degree of stuff.
Okay.
Because it's just some shenanigans, Sam's going to drop the willpower point.
Okay. I believe it is a rank 2 effect, so it is coincidental, so it'll be difficulty 5, using a focus to drop the difficulty 4, and roll your bones.
Hey, that's 3 successes.
All right. You wanted to know his karma.
Yeah.
He weighs very heavily on the positive karmatic side of things, in the sense of he has clearly lived not only a good life, but a life of, you would even go so far as to say, service or meritorious existence from the perspective of others.
Shit. Alrighty.
As a matter of fact, make me a intelligence academics roll, DC 6, needing 2 successes.
Let's see if that works out. We'll see if that works out for little Samaya Country. Oh, hey, there's 4, 5, or no, it wouldn't be 5. applies and be 7 if scholarly applies.
It does. Jacob Alexander Smith, he goes by. You're contemplating and you think, no, 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 it's J.A. Smith. And he is a very, very famous writer of children's fiction. And he was also very, very philanthropic with the money that he earned. As a matter of fact, there are a number of institutions. This hospital has a children's ward named after him.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
Mm-hmm.
So, alrighty. I had a feeling it was going to be super positive. So yeah, Sam's going to say, as much as the immediate, at least contentment is great. I mean, just in general, it's a lot to deal with.
Oh, he'll contemplate and he'll say, I find that it's about small victories as opposed to any concept of any larger stake of my own morality or mortality. For example, he'll contemplate and he'll say, my granddaughter is being brought to see me tomorrow morning, which is something I very much look forward to. I'm going to read to her. I do it every Monday. And we're just going to assume today is Sunday. It's not, but sadly. I read to her every Monday after school, and that brings me great amounts of joy. As I said, it's about the small victories as opposed to the end result, as it were.
She nods. She will say, I am glad that your grandchildren still come to see you.
Well, ultimately, he'll say as he takes another sip of his water, we are the sum of the stories we write for ourselves. Would you not agree with that statement, Miss Sam?
Yeah, I can see that, yeah. Make our own choices and whatnot.
He will very calmly put down his cup again. It's now empty, and he'll say, "So, how long more do you have on the night shift before you get to clock off?"
Thus far, you're my last stop.
Oh, then don't let me keep you.
Nah, I could use the OT. She smiles.
I can understand that. Everyone seems to be so hurried nowadays. It's as if the world got itself into one big rush, and no one's ever exactly sure which stop on the train is theirs.
I got to admit, not. I'm not the best at that. I do have a friend though that's really good at just taking a train and seeing what happens.
Life is about experiences, young lady. Trust me when I say. There are many things I wouldn't have given up for the world, but in the end, as I said, we are all just the sum of our own stories, the sum of our memories.
She nods and she says, you seem very at peace with all of this.
Oh, he'll contemplate and he'll say, I don't think I'm going to die today. I don't think I'm going to die tomorrow. And as I said, I'm a big believer that if I have to fight for every last breath, then so be it, because I don't want my story to necessarily end on a low note. But I think that each breath is a gift, and each breath is sacred. So it is that I'll fight to take as many of them as I can, and keep my chin up.
That's admirable.
And in one sentence, he completely kicked the concept of the good death straight in the teeth.
Yeah, that was bad. That was like, damn.
You will see the figure behind you has moved. Ironically, it's moved from one corner of the room to the other, and you've got no idea why. It just decided to move. Clearly, you didn't see it move, but when you turn around, it stood in the opposite corner.
Question: is he suspiciously closer to the life support?
Yes,
Thought so. Do you have any beliefs about where we all go when we pass?
it was a very good film. I watched with my grandchildren a few years ago, and uh, I will forever remember the line as I think it epitomizes my own belief as it pertains to the afterlife, which was, "Death is but the next great adventure." I don't really think of myself as a religious man in any meaningful way. I believe that I will go somewhere. I hope I will, but I'm not exactly sure where.
I can share with you my thoughts on it, if you care to hear them.
By all means, young lady.
Life, death, it's less a race to an end game and more just a continuing cycle that consistently feeds itself. You see this in nature. Even when animals pass, they fertilize the ground around them, and when they become just atoms, they can become new things. Life force is never truly lost, it's just brought somewhere else to live it another way.
That is a very admirable way of seeing it, Miss Sam. I think that having a life view like that will take you places because you're never going to be afraid of the road you're going to walk.
She just kind of has just a very small smile on her face.
Sam, make me an intelligence theology roll. DC 7, needing 2 successes.
Ooh, DC 70 and two successes. Watch me botch this shit.
Since this is an important scene, I remind you, willpower is your friend.
Willpower is my friend. I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. Where is the hashtag? Because I always like to mark my stuff with a hashtag. There it is. Oh my god. If scholarly applies, that's gonna be 5.
Okay. Remember the wording of the entity. He said, "We are going to give someone mercy." He never said we were going to kill them. He said mercy. Now, from a theological perspective, is death mercy? Not necessarily. Is his continued existence mercy? Maybe. is helping him, Mercy? Possibly.
Okay.
All of the three of the above are distinct possibilities. From a theological perspective, anyway.
Okay. Alrighty. So does he have any like medicines or things that he like actually does?
Sorry, Tim, you broke up there. You said, does he have any medicines or?
Medicines or treatments or such that he like needs like regular stuff.
Yeah, he has a drip flowing into his arm that you assume has something in it that is of benefit to him.
Okay. Does that need replacing?
No, it's about halfway full. It's full of a kind of a yellow liquid.
Okay.
Moral dilemmas are the best dilemmas.
Yeah. So she'll just look at the just kind of absentmindedly stare off in the distance. In reality, she's looking right at the skeletal figure who's probably still just chilling next to the life support. Well, okay, no, he wasn't next to the life support. He got suspiciously close to the life support.
Yes.
Um, and I think she knows what call she's going to make. And if if fuck it, maybe just this higher lineman ain't for her. She doesn't know that it's a seeking, but I'd be pretty okay if it just didn't go down a certain way. This is something that Kun Samira has felt in a very, she feels this very strongly. Regular Sam has an idea of it. Um, she views the good death as dying with on your own 2 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if he's down to keep standing on his 2 feet, metaphorically,
Mm-hmm.
it's no, I'm not gonna do that. Give the good death to people that either are in so much pain that they want to go, or have accumulated so much negativity and they need to stop doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, no. Even if this dude goes out in a painful way, he still died on his own 2 feet, which honestly Sam can connect with on a very real level. She's died on her, yeah, she died on her own 2 feet.
So what call are you making, Tim?
Um, nah, fuck it. If he gets worse, we can revisit it. But tonight, nah.
Okay. Are you actively going to help him or just make it so that he basically not do anything to him?
She's actually going to help him.
Okay.
Prolonging of life isn't necessarily a bad thing. What's a bad thing? Unnecessary when it's unnecessarily and like vampire.
May I make a recommendation in that case?
Sure.
With the spheres you currently possess, does Sam have life too?
Yeah.
Okay. With the spheres you currently possess, you can basically the drug that he's being administered at the moment, quirk fate to make it more effective, or basically so it has a mathematically incredibly high chance of actual success, and infuse it with life energy so that it is more of a curative. And if you come back and you can do this to the hospital and visit him every few days and actively repeat the process, there will start to be obvious results, on a medical level quickly enough.
All right. Yeah, she'll go ahead and do that. She's gathered information and she's made her call. And another week, even if she gets him another week, that's honestly better than having one more day.
Okay. Roll me your arete. And as the life and entropy effect, it will be difficult. It is coincidental, so it will be difficulty 5. If you use a focus or a custom focus, it'll drop it, of course.
She's not using a custom focus unless you consider some of her very quick mantras like personalized. Some of them she did just fucking make up because some of this shit is like they don't have a mantra.
I will let you. You can have a foci bonus, which will drop it to 4.
Alrighty, let's get it, and we'll do another willpower because willpower my buddy.
Your buddy.
There goes 2.
Okay. Do you want to continue the casting?
Yeah.
It'll raise the difficulty by a +1, so it'll become difficulty 5.
Okay. She'll take her time on this, just kind of spend some extra turns, just kind of chilling.
That will drop the difficulty by an additional +1 or -1.
Yeah. So we right back to motherfucking 4.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, and we got that. There goes 4 successes. I don't know how much I need to pull off this effect.
You've already pulled off the effect. You're now just putting it into effect. Would you like to roll again, or are you happy with your 4?
Let's do 5. Let's shoot for 5.
All right. It will now go up to difficult. I assume, are you going to once again spend time, or are you going to not?
Definitely spending time.
All right. It'll now increase to difficulty 5.
Let's let it ride. Watch me botch this roll. Watch it. Oh no! There goes 6. That's gonna be 6 total.
Okay. Yeah, that is fair. As you do that, the figure, its head snaps up and looks at you, and kind of quirks its head to the side, as it will withdraw to where it was, standing right next to the door.
Okay.
Thank you, young lady, for spending this time with me. I am always grateful for such amenable company. Would you mind terribly turning the light out as you leave? I would like to get some sleep. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And she'll walk outside. She's looking outside And as she leaves, she'll say, "You have a good night."
As the door clicks closed behind you, once again, it feels as though you're falling. Your stomach, it feels like it's tied in knots until you are back standing in the common room of your or the safe house with of the Athanatos. The figure is standing there. It doesn't look to be perturbed or angry. As a matter of fact, it doesn't appear to have any emotions whatsoever. But it will simply say, "Why was that your mercy?"
Because up until this point, since I joined, I've just been, in terms of my medical profession, I've just been going through the motions. I haven't actually tried to help people. I've been so focused on the negative aspects of my Dharma, on just ending people, that I forgot why I'm really here. I haven't saved any lives, really, up until this point, since I awakened. I've killed 3. And I understand that there's going to be much more that I'll need to do in order to do what I need to do. But if he didn't want to go, if he was just struggling, then I don't think there is heresy or evil in giving someone another week, another month, another year. He's going to pass eventually. I can't make him immortal. But I can at least get him a little more time. I had that second chance. I had a shot. And just because I was fortunate enough to awaken doesn't just exempt me from things like this. I should be fair and equal in all of my lives. So just ending him would mean that I would have to die on the yard that night.
That is your mercy, Samara Khatri. That it will contemplate will be your legacy. At which point it will embrace you, and it's so cold. It cuts right through you as if it was a knife. Jesus, it makes you shudder. It makes you quiver. It makes you feel as if you were immersed in freezing water as the wings wrap around you, until you take a deep inhalation of breath, almost as if you broke the surface of an icy lake, and you find the fact the entity is gone. Interestingly enough, if there is any plant life in the safe house at all, it is dead. All of the food, regardless on if it is packaged or not, has expired. Everything around you has died. Samira will gain her extra dot of Erete, having completed her seeking. Is that all you want, or is there anything else you wish to do, Tim, before I end the scene?
Sam is going to. She's still fucking tired. Um, she's going to go to sleep, but it's going to be a far better sleep than she had previously.
All right. Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another Scene in Darkness in Dublin. Have a pleasant day.